And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Want to first welcome those tuning in on the Amazon Live platform. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, those tuning in through Facebook and YouTube. We're glad you all could be with us as well. For those tuning in on Amazon, if you guys are new to us here, feel free to be able to hit that follow button. You'll notice it's either here in this corner or down below. Also, you'll notice down below or on the side, you will see the book of our next guest. We're excited to welcome Thaye Dampier Haralson to our program. She's the author of this book you guys see right there. It's called It's Time to Turn the Page. We're going to talk to Thaye not only about the writing of the book, but also the reflection on her own life and what it's been like for her now to share that with all of you. If you guys are not staying connected with Thaye, we will let you guys know how you can do that as well. Letitia, hello to you. We see you over there on the Facebook side. Glad you all could be with us. And Thaye, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Cyrus. I'm glad, good to be here.
Well, look, I'm glad to be able to have you on. So, first of all, you and I had a great conversation on Conversations Live, the radio show, talking about the book. I noticed you've been very busy this year, even doing some in-person events. What has it been like for you, Thaye, to be able to share the message from your book and to see the response to it?
It has been phenomenal. It's been inspiring, and just to see people reaction or how they give the feedback, how this book has inspired them, and how it has encouraged them to turn the page in their own life and to tell their own story. So it's been really, really good, and it's been an inspiration to me also. Yeah.
Growing up, Thaye, was writing a book, was that something you saw yourself doing?
No, sir. I did not. That was not even in my MO agenda or anything. Basically, I was just going to write some things down as I got older and just write some notes. So my children, would just have a book or tablet of things about this is what mama went through and whatever, but had no inkling, had no desire or anything, but God had a different plan. So here we are.
Yeah. You talk a lot about your parents in the book, and of course, even your own journey as a parent. And then you talk about the importance of hard work. Was that something because of the example of your parents that you feel like was instilled in you, the importance of working hard?
It was. Now, of course, when we was going through the work process, it was a challenge. We didn't like it or anything like that. But my parents, because of the work they taught us, the good uh, ethic, how to just do things and not to do things, it instilled a lot in my life. And all of my siblings, it's 9 of us. So, like I said, at that time, it was like, no way, but I can see it now, and I also can relate to it and share it with my children too. How working hard, not trying to get over, it's the best way to go.
Yeah. I want to say hello to Danny and Gabby over on the Facebook side that are watching us there. I appreciate you guys being with us. If you guys have any questions or comments for Thaye, feel free to be able to drop those in as we're having our discussion today. And those tuning on the Amazon Live side, the same for you guys. The comment section is open there. It is moderated, but feel free to be able to drop your questions and comments there as well. So Thaye, I held the book up a moment ago. What has it been like for you to look at this book and to think about that is you on the back and the accomplishment of being a published author? What has that experience been like for you?
It's been good. At first, it was like, is this me? Have I made it this far? It's like seeing your picture and your story in a book and on the page. It was like, is this really happening? Because, like you said, I did not have any inkling or desire that this is what I was going to do.
Yeah,
So it's been something.
right.
Yeah.
Hello to you, Florence. Glad to see you over there. Florence Dampier is joining us on the Facebook side as well. So, what I thought was so interesting about this book is as you were taking us through your own experiences, the things you have learned, you kind of drop those nuggets in for other people, kind of making your story a part of our story. You
Right.
say at the end of chapter 10 of the book, you say this about yourself and also about us as the reader. You say, be encouraged, be brave, turn the pages of your book, your life, your journey. My life is not yours and your life is not mine, but
Yes.
we each have a life book. So I want to talk about that. When
Yes.
did you realize that your story deserved to be told? Because I really believe everyone has a story, but when did you realize that for yourself?
I'd say about 10 years ago. But like I said, when I got ready to tell my story, I had no inkling to put it in a book. I just wanted basically to start with my children. Children, I have 4 grown children. This is what mama went through. This is what's my life. Um, so it's been a journey to tell my story. And like you said in the book, some of the statements you read, it was like, as I told this story, I thought beyond myself. It's
Yeah.
like so many people, they can read the book and say, wait, I went through some of this or similar things.
Mm.
So that has been good for me just to see other people say, she wrote my story. She wrote something that I went through. So it's been good. And that's my main joy is to see people being inspired to share their story.
You
Yeah.
mentioned a couple of times about being a mother, Thay. So I want to ask you, how did motherhood, how did it change you? Because you do talk about your own parents. How did becoming a parent, how did that change you?
Um, it changed me in many ways because as becoming a parent, I said to myself, I will not, as I begin to have my children, I will not uh, let my children go through some of the hard things that I went through. But it made me a strong parent, me and my husband and I. It made us who we are, and the values that I learned from my parents, I could instill in my children. And then, Cyrus, it's a lot of things that we were teaching our children. They did not understand, just like every generation don't understand the generation before them. But
Right.
what I was taught and what was instilled in me by my parents, uh, it was a challenge because they didn't understand what we were trying to tell them, but we was trying to keep them from going the wrong way. So yeah, it was a challenge, but it was good. I see the product of my 4 children. I see the good things uh, that came out of this.
Right.
Yep.
And along the way, you do also address in the book as well, Thay, about the importance of the things that were instilled in you, and that was education. I want to say hello to, I think it's A Short. Let me make sure I'm saying this right, Thay, over on the Facebook side. Yeah, A Short. A Short says, hello, Thay. Congratulations on your accomplishments. From simply being transparent, I have no doubt your story has inspired others. I'm going to talk to you about inspiring others here in a bit, Thay,
Okay.
but talk to us about education because one of the things that you mentioned is, of course, when you were growing up, jobs weren't as plentiful as they are now, right? I mean, it was a different time, but you talk about that education was something your parents really instilled in you, and that's something that you try to share with your children. Why was that important for you?
I'm glad you asked that. It was so important because my parents, they were, I would say they came up the hard way. They struggled. They were farmers, sharecroppers. They went through a lot, to me, a hard times.
Mm.
And they wanted us to not repeat what they went through. They kept saying, I want you all to get an education. Even though they did not have the means or resource to send us, but back then, you had the grants, Pell Grants, and everything like that. But they instill in us, get a good education because we want you all to do better and greater than what we have done. And so I instilled that in my children, get more because your children, they can do better than you. You did okay, but they can do even greater. So I instill that in all 4 of my children. Go for the best that you can. Yeah.
Got a message over on Facebook from RC. Theta says, you look great. My sister from another mister. Miss our meetings in the ladies' room. Signed, you know who. So, so we got that message. Linda says, congratulations, friend. God is doing something awesome in your life. I want to go to the comment of Anissa. Thank you for that, Anissa. Anissa Short on Amazon for a moment, Thea, because she says that no doubt your story has inspired others. How does that feel to know that by sharing your story, that you are able to give some inspiration to others?
Cyrus, that is my number one joy. A lot of time when people are they write books or do things like that, you would think, hey, I'll be able to sell my book and, the side benefits that comes with it, selling your book. But, and many people, when I tell them this story, it is people being inspired is my number one joy. The benefits, the side finance is secondary, but just to hear people being inspired and encouraged and ready to turn the page, even to ask questions, how do you do this and how you do that?
Yeah.
And that is my greatest joy, to see others being encouraged and inspired.
I think that is such a big thing. Hello to you. Willie Mae Hankins is joining us on the Amazon side. Willie Mae, thank you so much. And she says she's so proud of you as well, Thaye. So I think, so I want to talk about this topic of the title. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, you all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. We also are streaming on Facebook and YouTube. I'm here with author Thaye Dampier Haralson today. We're talking to her about the book, It's Time to Turn the Page. For those tuning in on the Amazon Live side, you guys see we have it highlighted over there. You guys can get your print edition for $15.99. I've already written my review over there on Amazon. Definitely invite you guys, if you've already read the book, to make sure you guys write your review as well. This whole topic of Melanie, hello to you, and thank you so much for the follow over on the Amazon Live side. Appreciate that. I want to talk to you, Thaye, about the importance of turning the page, because a couple things come to mind when I was thinking about this conversation with you today. One, there are so many people out there who don't think they can achieve things today because of where they are from or because of what someone has told them.
Right.
Or there are people who are so busy judging others by the past instead of looking at where people are today. What does the title mean for you? When you say it's time to turn the page, what does that mean to you as the author?
It's personal. It started out personal. In order for me to write the book and to share my story, I had to do some turning the page myself, through my life journey, through what I went through, the good and the bad. Uh, in order to tell others or share my story, I had to turn the page in some things that I went through. So you can't tell others to turn the page if you haven't turned the page yourself. And one other thing, you never finish turning the page. Just like I finished the book, but there's other chapters, there's other stories to my book. So you never stop turning the page. Never.
Yeah.
It's a life journey.
Exactly. Ron Bryan. Hello, Ron. I see you over there on the Facebook side. Ron is an award-winning artist, very talented individual. Thank you so much for being with us over there on Facebook. One of the biggest chapters for me, Thaye, in the book is chapter 13. When is it my time? I think that's a question a lot of people have asked themselves. They see other people winning, and they're happy for those people, right? They're happy for other people winning, but when you're putting in the work yourself and you're not seeing the benefits of that, it's an obvious question of, when is it my time? Well, so one thing you do talk about is the importance of patience, whether you're talking about retirement, whether you're talking about, your family. How has that helped you not to try to rush it? Because a lot of times when we do rush things, we don't always get the results that we want. How important has it been for you to develop that attitude of patience?
It has, and it is continuing to be very important, because if I did not walk this journey as I'm still walking it, I would still be in this mode of still looking to the side and say, when is my time? What's next? But through maturity and just developing patience even the more, it has helped me to not look left to the right, to the left or to the right, but to look ahead, to trust God, so that I could, say in a different way, now is my time. Not when is it going to be my time, but now is my time.
Yeah. I want to actually read. Yeah, I want to read something you wrote, Thaye, in that chapter. And again, this is chapter 13, everyone. When is it my time? And there, after Thaye quotes some of Psalm 73, this is what she said about his attitude and her own. She wrote this: the psalmist became depressed when he contrasted the the seeming prosperity of the wicked with the difficulties of living a righteous life. However, his attitude changes completely. He looks at life from the perspective of being under the control of a sovereign, holy God and concludes that it is the wicked, not the righteous, who have blundered. God does not hate us. That is so far from the truth. He loves us so much. He wants us to know Him, even when things seem like they are not going our way or there is no hope for our situation. His love always prevails. When you really, really come to know God, not just for His acts, but knowing His ways, makes you see things differently.
Right.
I want to talk about that because we live in a world where there's a lot going on. There's a
Right.
lot going on right now in the world,
Yes. Yes.
and people are questioning where is God. People are wondering, if God cares. People are wondering if there is a God with everything that is going on. How has it helped you by reading passages like what you quote in the book, Psalm 73 and others? How has that helped you to strengthen your faith and to know that you are not forgotten?
It has strengthened my faith because you have to, or personally, I had to get to the point that I know, that I know, that I know He is God in spite of everything that's going on. And you're right, Cyrus, there is a lot going on, but you have to grow on your faith. It's not a one-time thing. It's not an overnight thing. It's a
Right.
process. So I just had to keep building up on my faith, trusting God and believing in, hope that, knowing that God is real. And I have gone through a lot of challenge in my life, through the death of my husband and different things. But each time it made me stronger, the journey, just to move on and trust God because He is still on the throne, regardless of how we feel or how things are going. He is still good.
Mm,
He's still truthful and faithful.
right.
Yes.
Miss Willie Mae says over on Amazon, yes, it's your time. Talking to you, Thaye,
Yes.
over there. And so they, you have people who are supporting you in this live conversation here on
Thank
Amazon
you.
today. I've
Thank you.
seen you with people, as I mentioned. I've been seeing the pictures you post on Facebook, again at these events and being able to share the message. How does that feel to have that kind of support, to have people both online and offline rooting for you and cheering for you?
It feels wonderful. And we all need to be encouraged. No matter who you are, we all need to be encouraged. I have been blessed beyond measure just to know because if you don't have that encouragement or support, then you'll feel like, have I made a difference?
Mm,
Even though you don't just wait on validation, but it's so
right.
important if we just have that support, to just say, you can do it, push you even more. So it's been good. I've been
Yeah.
encouraged. I've been encouraged.
So I want to talk about then the what's next because I think as people are able to read the book, we want people to go ahead and get the book today here on
Yes.
Amazon. For those who are joining us on the other platforms, if you guys have not gotten the book for yourself already, definitely head over to Amazon, be able to get it for yourself. What do you hope the book does for people who are just finding out about it? They just finding out about it's time to turn the page. When they pick up the book and read it, what do you hope it does for them?
I hope it encouraged them and inspired them, regardless of where they came from. Some people may say, well, my life is so bad. I won't be able, how can I change? How can I turn the page? You
Mm,
can't. There is hope in Christ. So you can make a difference. So I pray and I hope that this book would encourage others to turn the page, even the more in their life. You can. You can.
mm. You had wanted to. One of the things we had talked about before we prep for this segment is about support and gratitude. You had some people you wanted to make sure you recognize. Why don't you go ahead and do that, Faye?
Okay. Thank you, Cyrus. A couple of days ago, it just fell in my spirit. I wanted to just to acknowledge some people because without them, this journey, especially with the book and my life, it would not have been so. And I don't want you to ever forget that. And so I want you to thank, first of all, God for just connecting the dots in my life. Without Him, it would not have been possible. I want to thank my 4 children. I have 4 grown children and 3 boys and 1 girl. And my daughter, Hannah Burns, is my manager. So I thank God for her. And then I want to thank God for all of my siblings because they knew the story. They know some of the things I went through, and they went through also. So I thank God for all of my siblings. It's 9 of us. I thank God for my publisher, Cassandra Ware, who was a great publisher, Spirit Field. She was just good. And Letitia Thomas, she's the one connected me to Cassandra. And so I appreciate all of that. And I thank God for my church family, my pastors, and all the church family that have supported me, that have encouraged me, that have pushed me even the more to like continue to go through those open doors that God has for you. And last but not least, I thank God for you, Cyrus. I do. I thank God for you for the connection that through Cassandra and Katisha that I was connected to you. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Carol says, "Love you, friend," and Miss Short says, "It's wonderful to have our immediate circle there for us. However, if it seems lonely, do not quit or give up. There are so many more that you have not met that have a need for what you are offering. Continued
Mm,
success." And that is, you know
yeah.
what, that is such a great point
Yeah.
too. And thank you for that, Miss Short, for saying that because I have found in my life sometimes your biggest supporters are people you don't even know. You
Right.
know, so what has that been like for you, Thaye, to have people who you've never met give you that kind of support and that kind of encouragement?
It's been good. And not only good, it's like, oh, you feel good like, oh, I made it. I don't even know these people,
Yeah.
but that I could encourage them to say, I got something, a story that I need to tell, or I have been encouraged because I felt like giving up. I felt like there was no hope. I
Mm,
felt like I didn't have a story. And so it's been good, especially like you said, for those that didn't even know me or don't know me, for them to
right.
say that has been good, really good.
Well, we know it's only the beginning of what's to come, Thaye. I'm so excited for us to have had this
Thank
conversation. I
you.
told you this 30 minutes was going to fly by. I told you. I mean,
Thank
this is what happens when you're having a great chat.
Yeah.
Again, everyone, Thaye Dampier Haralson has been our guest. The book is It's Time to Turn the Page. You guys
Yes.
see it there. You all can get it through our friends at Amazon.com. For those who are tuning in on the Amazon side, you'll see it's featured over on Amazon for $15.99. I got my copy, bought mine. And again, I've already written my review on Amazon. Make sure you guys, after you've read the book, share your thoughts with Thaye. I'm sure she would love to know what you
Yes.
think about the book as well. So, Thaye, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
You can go to my Facebook page at Thaye Dampier Harrison, or you can reach out to me on my email at thayharrison@aol.com.
All right. Well, Thaye, congratulations to you again.
Thank
So glad we had
you.
this chat and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Thank you, Cyrus. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And Melanie says, excellent content. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you for that, Melanie. And we definitely thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Cyrus Represents. Today's show is being powered by Byte Cool. You guys see it here on Amazon right now. They are running a special for those looking for a laptop. So if you guys are looking for a laptop that is great for streaming, like what we're doing here with Thaye, or you're into gaming or doing things for work, like with Zoom, Bytecool definitely is a computer that you can take a look at. It's on sale right now for $239. That's 30% off right now. A great computer for those looking to be able to not only do what we're doing here with broadcasting, but also just to be able to use for work as well as for school, because back to school is coming up as well. Also, make sure you guys do grab Thaye's book. Again, It's Time to Turn the Page. You guys can see it there. Again, a really great look at what someone has been able to come from, what they've been able to achieve, but
Right.
also, as she says at the end of the book, her journey is not over. And you heard they say here, that the pages are still turning.
Right.
So there's still work for her to do. So it's a great reminder for all of us.
Yes.
Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying thank you all so much for being with us here for Cyrus Webb Presents. You all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.